the wildest, craziest trial conspiracy that we have in recent times. The attempted framing of an innocent woman to protect the Canton Mafia.
What were the circumstances in which you...
Objection.
Sustained.
Why?
Did you have a meeting with the DA?
Objection.
Sustained.
Why? Why? Why is this getting sustained? This should not be getting sustained.
We never touched the vehicle prior to.
When you fast rewind it, it looks like they're laying down snow. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Buckle Up, It's the Law. Folks, today we are going to continue with part 4 of the Yuri Bukhenik series, the cross-examination of Yuri Bukhenik, one of the investigators in the Karen Reed murder trial in Massachusetts, of trial number 1 in June of 2024. Now, last we left them, by the way, I know that some of you have been making comments and I wanted to address this issue before I dive into this video. The sirens. People have questions about the sirens. Why are they coming? Why do we constantly, throughout this trial, we hear fire trucks, medical personnel, police officer sirens? Some of those are probably legitimate, day-to-day life doesn't stop because trial is happening in the Norfolk County Courthouse. Life is going to go on. People are going to get hurt. They're going to need ambulances. Things are going to be set on fire, and you're going to need fire trucks, etc. But pay attention. Pay very close attention, because sometimes, and this happened more than once, more than 5 times, and I would venture to say maybe even more than 20 times, at least during the entire trial, where there's a key moment of something that Jackson is about to ask, that's about to come out, that's very important, and you just hear sirens turn on in the background. Very spicy. Very spicy. I believe, as many others, that it is the good guys who are just trying to shed some light on the happenings in the courtroom and making sure that the jury pays attention. I don't know if that's true. I don't even know if it worked. The jury may have just been annoyed, if nothing else, of that happening, but it is what it is. We don't control it, and yeah, there you have it, folks. So without further ado, let's dive in. Yuri Bukhenik, part 4. Let's go.
Based on the documentation that you just mentioned, that it's documented on the bag, and if the bag is presented to the crime lab on March 14th, some 5 weeks later, those items were completely unaccounted for from a log standpoint for the entire time from when they were collected until they were booked at the crime lab, correct?
Objection.
Sustained. Ask it differently.
Yeah,
Possession of those
rephrase it.
items for
There you
those
go.
4, 5, 6 weeks.
Are you talking about the items that were just displayed on the screen?
I am, sir.
I did not.
Now I'd like to shift gears to a ring video that you saw yesterday. It's in Exhibit 6, video number 153. That may mean nothing to you. It's the 5:07 a.m. video of Miss Reed's car pulling out of the One Meadows garage. Do you remember that video?
I do.
Okay. You indicated yesterday on questioning, under questioning by Mr. Lally, that Miss Reed's car came in contact with or close to coming in contact with the other vehicle, the Traverse, in the video. Is that right?
The video, as I watched the video, I observed the vehicle come near Mr.
So that's a
O'Keefe's
yes.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about.
Just say yes or no.
With the court permission, may we play that video one more time? If you can pull that up, and then I'm going to ask you to pause it and get out of the way. Okay? Okay, can you just play that for a quick second, and then I'll ask you to pause it. Pause. Does that appear to be, I'm just pausing it in the first 2 or 3 seconds, does that appear to be the video that you saw yesterday?
It appears that way, yes.
Okay. Mr. Bates, if you could enlarge the area around the the left rear tire of the Traverse. I'm going to ask you, sir, if you'll pay close attention to what's been zoomed, and when the SUV gets close to it, I'm going to pause it and ask you another question. Can you go ahead and play this?
Your Honor, I want to object to this.
So why don't we pause the screen, take it down, and I'll see you at sidebar.
Okay, go ahead and enlarge the rear area of the traverse. And I'm going to ask you to pay special attention to that wheel and any movement that you may or may not see.
Of course, Lally objected. He did not want this information coming into evidence for the jury to see once again because, first of all Alan Jackson is doing is enlarging the image. He's enhancing the image. He's not modifying it in any way. Lally doesn't want, whatever Jackson is cooking, Lally doesn't want to give Jackson an opportunity to show that to the jury. And that's ridiculous. This is highly relevant. He played that video yesterday. So why can't Jackson play it today? What's the problem? With a little bit of an audio-visual, or in this case, just visual enhancement. Lally's just playing his own dirty tricks, and he's hoping that maybe Auntie Bev will simply give him what he's asking for. But as we can clearly see, the objection was overruled, and Jackson is moving forward with his cross-examination.
Okay, in about the next 3 seconds, Sergeant, I'm asking you to pay special attention to the wheel. Go ahead. We can have the lights on.
The wheel moved. Contact was made.
Sergeant, were you able to see that video? I know it's not the clearest thing in the world. Were you able to see that video okay?
Yes,
What
I
did
did.
you notice about the rear wheel of the Traverse?
Based on the motion in the shot with the snow falling, it appears that there is movement, but the video speaks for itself.
What would you assess based on the movement of the rear wheel of the Traverse about whether or not the two vehicles came in contact with one another?
Objection.
Sustained.
I can't speak to that because he wasn't there and he didn't see it. It's a great question to plant in the jury's mind. I see what Jackson is trying to do. I would have probably done the same thing because you want to get every little piece of evidence that helps your client into evidence. It doesn't matter if it gets objected to. It doesn't matter if the objection is sustained. The jury heard it, and that's all that's important. The jury saw the wheel move, and that's probably the moment when Karen cracked her taillight. Because if you remember, Nicholas Barrows testified that the wheel was cracked but not broken. The taillight was cracked but not broken. Yeah, and that's probably where it happened. And then Proctor and the gang decided to totally break it up and scatter its metaphorical ashes over 34 Fairview to make it look like the impact was there, which again, it's so ludicrous, so unrealistic. How dumb do they think people are to think that a car versus pedestrian accident is not going to make the SUV like collapse unto itself? I mean, it's got to be high impact. And how did he get hit in the head? How does he get the bumps on the... All right, I'm not going to go over all of it again. I have been skeptical about this from the moment I got this information in September of 2023, about 6 months before the trial started, when Turtle Boy, shout out to you, Aiden, for bringing this to my attention, because I couldn't believe it. I thought 100% this case is going to settle before trial. There's no way that any jury in the universe would convict based on these facts. But they're trying. They're trying. It's like the wildest, craziest trial conspiracy that we have in recent times. The attempted framing of an innocent woman to protect the Canton Mafia. And that's terrifying because anybody could end up in this position when government officials and law enforcement agents all conspire with one another to say, you know what, we're all buddies, we're all friends, we're all going to protect each other. We need to frame someone for this. That's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying.
May I inquire?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm trying to use my time wisely, Your Honor. Yesterday, Sergeant, you were asked about a couple of videos related to the Sallyport garage. Do you have that in mind?
Yes.
Matter of fact, we watched one of them pretty specifically toward the end of the day yesterday. Did you actually... I want to talk about the one that is the clearer of the two where you slip. You remember that one?
If you pull it up, I can.
I will in just a second.
Okay.
There was one where Mr. Lally paused it and you were slipping in front of the vehicle.
I don't recall myself slipping, no, but it was icy that day. So if there's documentation of me slipping, I might have happened.
Fair enough. I didn't mean anything by that other than that was a moment that I thought you might recall to differentiate the videos. It's Exhibit 446, but I don't think that's going to help you. All right, let's see if I can do this another way. Did you actually personally go to Canton PD to retrieve any or all of the videos of the Sally Port? You yourself?
I did go to Canton and collect already extracted video.
Okay.
But it was a portion of video surveillance. I didn't collect all of the video, so
When was the most recent time that you went to Canton to collect a portion of the video?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Did you review well, let me ask it this way. Did you collect a video that was sought on or about April 23rd, April 24th this year, meaning just a few weeks ago?
Did I collect it?
Correct.
I did not collect that video of April this year, no.
You're aware that the video that you saw yesterday was in fact collected after the trial started in April of 2024?
Objection.
Sustained.
Are you aware of when that video that we saw yesterday was collected?
Objection.
I'll allow that.
I am not aware.
Okay. Was yesterday the first time you'd seen that video?
No.
When had you seen that video previously?
A couple of weeks ago.
Okay. What were the circumstances in which you saw that video?
Objection.
Sustained.
Why?
Did you have a meeting with the DA?
Objection.
Sustained.
Wait.
Did you ever have any kind of
Wait, hold on. Why are these objections getting sustained? He doesn't have attorney-client privilege between him and the prosecutor. Am I missing something?
communication with Mr. Lally about your testimony?
Objection.
Sustained.
Why?
Maybe-
Why? Why is this getting sustained? This should not be getting sustained. He's asking very specific questions. You talked to Mr. Lally before you came here today. Objection. Sustained. First of all, what's the basis for the objection? Why is it getting sustained? We don't know. We don't know. It's just, I don't like that question. Objection. Okay, I agree with you. I don't want to hear the answer either. Sustained. But it's a valid question, Judge. And Alan Jackson is about to put the hammer down. Bring down the hammer, Jackson. They're gonna have a quick bench conference. Sidebar, as we call them in Massachusetts. We call them bench conferences. Same thing. By the way, I'm using the trial channels footage, so they have so graciously did this for the internet folk. They have a lot of trials on their channel, which is really great, and of course they covered this channel as well, and they took out all the pauses, all the sidebars, and they put timestamps in the video. So shout out to the trial channel for letting me use your footage. I really appreciate you.
May I?
Yes.
Thank you. Sergeant, did you have any meetings or communications with Mr. Lally in anticipation of your testimony?
Yes.
When was that?
It was about 2 weeks ago, and then last week, I believe.
And what was discussed, generally?
Generally, we discussed the portions of the case that I would be presenting.
Did you write a report about your communications with Mr. Lally?
No, I did not.
Were you shown any of the videos that you've seen here in anticipation of your testimony?
Not during the first meeting. I did review a video during the second time.
Okay, and that video was that you did see the second time was the interior video of the Sally Port that we saw yesterday, correct?
I'm just trying to remember exactly what video I saw. I had reviewed videos outside of our meeting, so
The questions are coming in.
I don't
This is
remember
expected.
exactly what video Mr. Lally showed me.
But you do recall seeing the video that you saw yesterday, the sort of clear one that has the crime scene taping put up and all that. You have seen that one before.
Yes,
And that was with Mr. Lally, correct?
that is not correct because I do not recall when I saw that video or what video I saw with Mr. Lally.
I see. All right. I'd like to talk about that Exhibit 446 for a second, and then I'll show it to you. You indicated that the video, all the videos, everything that you saw yesterday was true and accurate, correct? Based on your memory of the events that were memorialized in the video?
The video captures events taking place in an accurate fashion, yes.
In an accurate fashion. All right, that's what I wanted to find out. And after you watched the video, I think you were asked by Mr. Lally, does the video show you or Trooper Proctor having access to or messing with in any way that right rear tail light in any fashion? And you said, never.
I was asked if at any point Trooper Proctor and I had came into contact, I believe, or touched the vehicle and that portion of the vehicle, and I said never. We never touched the vehicle prior to it being properly processed with a search warrant.
And that was specifically his question was to, and your answer was to the right rear portion of the vehicle, right? That right rear tail light.
The right rear damaged taillight, correct.
And that's very important because if they messed around with the right rear tail light, that would implicate them. It would show the frame job, like in full swing, in full force. So they have to distance themselves as much as possible from, we were nowhere near the tail light, because if there's video evidence of them taking that sucker apart, that would be the end of the trial. Literally, on the spot, the jury would have automatically assumed it was a frame job and that Karen Reed is innocent, factually and legally, and they would have acquitted across the board. So that's why Yuri's like, no, of course not.
With the court's permission, I'd like to play a portion of Exhibit 446.
Okay.
Before we begin playing it, Mr. Bates, if you wouldn't mind, may I inquire, Your Honor, of the witness, just to lay a foundation? Yes. Sergeant, do you recognize this as being the video that we saw yesterday?
It does look accurate.
Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. This is 446, just so you have it in mind if I reference that. Mr. Bates, if you could play that. And I think it's runtime 120. Go ahead, pause it. Do you recognize that as the video we saw yesterday?
Yes, I do.
Very briefly, if you could move to time of day, 5:37:05.
When you fast rewind it, it looks like they're laying down snow in their police department. It's kind of funny to just watch it. I just found that humorous. I thought I'd share that with you guys. They're like, hey, you guys want to do a line of snow? And they're just lying a bunch of snow on the ground.
Okay. Yes. With the court's permission, can we play at this point?
Yes.
All right, that shows the vehicle coming into the Sally Port, and we're looking at which side of the vehicle?
So that is the driver's side of the vehicle. What that video depicts is a mirror collection. Although mirrors are accurate representation of what you're seeing, it's just inverted. So that is the driver's side of the vehicle. I do not know why it is inverted, but that's the way it was presented, collected and presented from Canton Police.
Can you see a timestamp or a time and date stamp on the bottom of that? It's in blue.
I cannot know.
Okay. Does it appear that time and date stamp, if you can't read every letter on it, that is in correct order? In other words, that's not inverted.
I cannot read it, no.
All right, let's go ahead and play this for a second.
All right, folks, I think this is a good place as any to stop. So I wanted to thank you all for watching today's video. I will see you all in part 5 of Yuri Bukhenik's cross-examination by Alan Jackson as we are gearing towards trial number 2, which is set to begin on April 1st. As of the recording of this video, which is Monday, March 24th is when I recorded this video, we just published on my X. If you don't follow me on X, it's at the DUI Guy Plus. Go ahead and drop me a follow. I drop a lot of Karen Reed updates on my X channel. I also wanted to thank the sponsor of today's video, my law firm. If you are ever in an accident anywhere in the country and you need help, call our office. We have lawyers standing by to assist you, including myself. Don't wait until it's too late. Hire a trial attorney to get you the most compensation, the most money that you possibly can from the insurance companies who don't want to pay. 1-844-774-HURT. And like I was starting to say, as of the recording of this video, there is an update. The First Circuit Court of Appeals has received the appeal of Karen Reed to try and postpone the trial that is set to begin on April the 1st, which by the time this video will be published may have already been in the past. I don't know. So we will see, folks. I will see you guys in part 5. Bye, everybody.